I think that's a really hard question, actually, because I don't think you know you need care until you're way past the mark where you need care. And one of my friends who's gone through the same journey with a parent with Alzheimer's said to me very early on, stay ahead of the curve. Organise things before you actually really need them, so that they're in place, so you don't keep falling off cliff edges the whole way along. And I was late coming to you, because really I should have made that call probably 2 or 3 months before I did, because I was stressed, and I was stressing my dad because I just didn't know what I was doing for a start. And I was homesick, I missed my partner, and people listening to this will know that then lockdown happened, so also Dad and I were completely cut off from the world, and so the stress built up. And as you know, I also have my own business, so I was trying to also keep that afloat in the worst possible time. When your parents like that, you feel like that they brought you up and gave you everything, and that you need to do exactly the same for them. But when you lose a parent and the other one becomes sick, you're not set up for that, because you think your parents are immortal. I certainly did anyway. And then you're thrown into it in a heartbeat. Like, my mum died on the 3rd of December, and that afternoon I was thrown into a care role. And, it's just like a real shock to you and to everybody else with everything going on. So I would say to anybody thinking about, do I need care? The very fact that's popped into your head, or do I need help with care? The very fact it's popped into your head means that you do. And that you should at least start making inquiries. You don't have to go anywhere. I know with Home Instead, you always said, when you came to meet me, you don't have to do it now, but we're here. And that in itself just softened everything. And then you keep going back. And it only took me a few weeks to actually make the call and say, I do need it. But I think there's a big guilt thing for for me, it was obviously being a daughter and my dad. But it must be, I think, even worse perhaps for a wife or a husband needing that, because you've promised each other that you'll look after each other. It's kind of maybe a little bit easier for a son or a daughter because you're one step removed. But if it's popped into your head that you're not coping, or that you're sad, or that you haven't got any time to yourself, or that maybe that you're being mean, because I used to not shout at my dad, that's not right, but I'd be very short with him. Well, that's the sign that stress is in, because if you don't work like that normally, and I've never... And my parents and we've always gotten brilliantly well, but I had no capacity anymore. I wasn't sleeping at night because Dad was up and about. And then by day, he was just pacing, anxious, sad, crying, and you're being a counsellor as well. And so, the time is the minute you think, this is hard.